Bienvenidas, bienvenidos, bienvenides a este espacio llamado R+. Yo soy Roberto García y estamos enlazados a Ámsterdam para platicar con una música, compositora que lanzó un EP llamado Glow, un EP bastante interesante del cual estaremos platicando más adelante. Estoy hablando de xCELIA, a quien permítanme ahora darle la bienvenida. xCELIA, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, of course, for your music, and welcome to this podcast.
Hey, thank you, Roberto, and thank you as well for your time. I'm very excited to talk a bit more about my EP.
It's a really interesting. I really love your EP, but let me start with something kind of a basic or simple question for the Mexican or Latin American audience who are just discovering your music in these days on this with this interview. But when did you start with this project, xCELIA, and what it inspired you to create it? Because I saw a couple of videos in YouTube with another name, with another, I assume, concept. But tell us about this project, xCELIA.
So I started writing. I started about 4 years ago. Also, quite some songs of the EP. I've written 4 years ago when I was starting to form the projects. I've always been very into pop music and singing, and I always knew that I wanted to be an artist. But I was kind of still figuring out what I wanted my sound to be. So it's true, you did very well research. I started with a bit more of an indie sound and playing in more indie bands with guitars, and then I always felt like I really miss the electronic sound that I am very inspired by. I'm very inspired by artists like Ellie Goulding and Halsey and Grimes, because I just love how I can't place exactly what I'm hearing. I love that about electronic music, that it's not like you hear a sound and you know it's the guitar, but you hear a sound and it's like magic because you can't determine what you're exactly hearing. And I really missed that when I was still playing in more indie bands, and I wanted to make electronic music for a long time, but I didn't really know how to start doing it. I didn't have a lot of producers in my environment, or not a lot of people who could teach me how to produce electronic music. But then I moved to Amsterdam because I'm actually from Belgium. I'm Belgian, but I moved to Amsterdam a couple years ago, 6 years ago. And I actually met a lot of people here who I really clicked with musically, and who wanted to create this electronic pop project with me as well. And that's kind of how it started. We were kind of figuring out what my sound was gonna be like, and yeah, we started writing these songs about 4 years ago. But I've been writing music since forever. I think I've been writing music for 12 years now, but not a lot has seen the daylight. This is the first project. This EP is the first project I'm coming out with, because I was always very perfectionist, and oh, it really has to sound the way I have it in my mind, and my skill wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be for the sound I wanted to have. But I'm very proud of this EP because I think it's really a match between how I want to sound and what it eventually became. Yeah.
That's exactly one of the many things I found interesting in your music, and in particular in the EP, the Glow EP, because of course it's kind of a pop in the basics, but it's not only that. It's not a flat pop in terms of classic pop. Some of the classic albums in these genres used to be some kind of flat, same type of sounds, textures, and even in the lyrics used to be some kind of that. But your music and your EP, it's has those ideas in terms of catchy, friendly, super accessible, but also a really interesting exploration in terms of music, textures, sounds, structure. Some parts are chaotic, some other parts are super melodic and friendly. Can you tell us about these musical explorations in terms of what you try to explore and you try to offer to the audience?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, that's really what I want to do with my music, like have that combination between accessible and a bit more poppy and easy, but also something that grabs you by surprise. And I think that's something that I always kind of try to put in there, like either lyric wise or production wise or both. Like I try to find this like middle path between having something accessible and easy and nice to listen to and bubbly and poppy, but still surprising and still a bit strange. Like I like it when it's a bit weird, when it's a bit odd, and when it grabs you by surprise and you're listening and suddenly you hear something and you're like, that like what did I hear? Does that belong there? And you like go back and it actually like fascinates you. That's something that I always try to put in my music. But I also feel like it's something that comes kind of naturally. Like I just try to embrace the ideas I have, and I don't kind of force myself too much into it has to become this, like it has to become poppy or it has to become strange. Like it becomes what it needs to become. I just let it like kind of get out of me, and it will always like yeah end up how it's supposed to be. I think you just have to let the creative process be and let it flow and not try to push it into something before it's even created.
Other thing that I really love about your EP is this kind of emotional journey. I don't know if it's a concept or a linear narrative, but it goes to the some kind of empowerment, to freedom, passing through intense and some kind of deep emotions, but also in this I don't know, mask, super poppy mask or pop or bubble gum pop. Could you tell us about this narrative and this emotional journey?
Yeah, definitely. Like yeah, all the songs are very personal. Like I feel like my songwriting process kind of always begins with introspection, like kind of diving deeper into okay, what's bothering me, what's going on. So I think for this EP, the themes are very like passionate and sensual and kind of suffocating, but then also about getting free from that suffocation and finding empowerment again. Um, so yeah, I think I really wrote it about like what was going on in my life back then, and I felt like this urge to um, embrace my sensuality, for example, and to express myself about certain relationships I was having. But at the same time, I felt very scared to do so. Like it really felt like a blockage in a way. Like um, I didn't really fully dare to embrace these sides of me. Like, for example, when I wrote Hold Your Breath, it was just like a kind of like very intense song about wanting someone so badly that it completely like takes over and that it becomes too much. And it's like this mix between anger and love. And I think back then it was quite difficult for me to express my anger and express these intense emotions. And I think writing about it and writing these songs um, also helped me grow as a person a lot, because you kind of like express all these emotions that are um, kind of in your subconscious, or that you don't really feel empowered enough to speak about or to express. So in that sense, the writing the EP has had a really empowering effect for me. Like it really helped me grow and embrace all these things I was scared to embrace. And I think that's also really what I want listeners to feel, that they can like find the courage in this music to also embrace these parts of themselves, like embrace the angry side of them, embrace the sensual side, like all these different aspects, embrace the more sad side, like with Breathe You Out, just like kind of growing through these emotions and helping these songs to empower you, basically.
Uh, these emotions are really intense, and the complexity of them, it's kind of difficult to translate into a pop music, even though it's a lot of musicians talking about those emotions. In your process, how you work these emotions to, I don't know if the correct word is translate or transform these emotions into a particular personality, idea, with these other characteristics that is accessible and friendly, but also keep those intensity in the layers of the song. But how you work these emotions, and how much change from the first idea, or the first emotions to develop these songs.
I think there's not like that much change from the first versions toward the ending. I think the change will mostly be sonically, but I think the base of the song, the core of the song, is like written in I don't know, the first 2 hours. Like, not to say that I always write my songs in 2 hours. Like, sometimes it can take really long, but I think the skeleton and the core and the most important elements are always for me, like written in the beginning. And like like the lyrics are stuff that I wrote straight away. And then yeah, also the same with the harmonies. And then the production, like a lot of things kind of change in the production and in the sound, because I want to be able to like let the production kind of support the meaning well, and let the production evoke the same feeling as the lyrics, or a completely different feeling. But then like I'm very like conscious in that. Like I really want the sonic world to um completely interact with the lyrical world. And I think it, like, if I get into a flow state, I just like write the lyrics, and I write it always together with the melodies. For me, that really goes hand in hand. Um, but I never like um, change a lot about the lyrics afterwards. Like, very often, the core is like already written in the beginning. And it's also very hard for me. Like, sometimes I have it with certain songs that I do have to change some lyrics because I'm not happy with it anymore. But then it's really hard for me to get into that same mind space again. Like, I really prefer just writing it in the beginning and like being done with it and going on, instead of like revisiting it and rewriting it. Like, that's not a thing I like to do, because it's just hard for me to get back into that space, because it's such a like unique moment when you're writing this. um I cannot like evoke that spark from that one particular song whenever I want to. um so yeah, I would say like it already starts from the beginning, that I feel this emotion, and I'm like just saying to myself, like, okay, what am I scared of right now in my life? Like, which emotion am I kind of suppressing? What am I scared of to express? And then like I need to make a song about that. Like, I need to like scare myself a little bit at least, because otherwise, why am I doing this? Like, I'm doing this to also grow and expand and learn about myself. And if I'm not like a little bit scared of like writing what I'm writing and singing what I'm singing, then it's not the song I'm supposed to be writing right now. Yeah.
Maybe my next question is kind of obvious, but what happened now that you have to reconnect with the songs, work with the songs in the live shows? What is the approach to, yeah, reconnect with those emotions?
That's a good question. Yeah, like that's something I've been like struggling with a little bit, because as I said, like some of these songs I wrote 4 years ago, some of them 2 years ago. Like, almost all of them I wrote quite a bit ago, and because it was like it's my first release, so I was figuring a lot of stuff out, how to do everything and how I wanted to present it. So it took quite some time, and sometimes it's a bit hard to be like, hey, listen to these songs, they're out now, even though for me they've existed for so long. And it's kind of strange because you write something and then right after that you're in such a high of like, I want everyone that I know to hear this and I want to show it to everyone. But then there's like so many steps you still need to take. And then by the time everyone can actually listen to it, I'm just a bit like, yeah, this song has been like in my library for 2 years. Like I'm kind of done with it. But I try to like um also like let it inspire me again, and I try to evoke that emotion again. Like for example, when I released Dance with Danger, like Dance with Danger is a song about like having a very strong determination to get what you want, and kind of like dancing with your temptations and with desire. And it's a sexy song, and I released it and I was just kind of not feeling like that. I was just kind of feeling like, oh, I'm not in such a determined headspace right now. But then I try to use it as an opportunity to get back into that headspace of like, okay, then that's quite cool that I was so determined and like ready to go for it 2 years ago when I wrote this. So let's bring back that energy because I actually really like that energy. Like, let's try to like embody that mentality again and feel that way again and bring up this aspect of myself again. Because I think also writing these songs showed me that I can feel this way, or I can bring up this feeling, this mentality, this aspect. So if I like it, why not do it again? You know, the same with glow. Like it's about like glowing up, about being proud of who you are, even the mistakes you make, even if people talk badly about you. It's about like lighting up the space because you just love yourself. And like I don't feel like that every day, but sometimes I'm really not feeling like that. And I put the song on and I use it as a mantra to like bring me back into that energy of self-love and glow and pride, you know?
I think you answered my next question, but uh, I found in your Bandcamp, I think, this tag about empower pop, which is really interesting because describe a lot of the experiences of the EP or so of the songs. Can you tell us a bit more about this concept or this genre? I don't know how you describe it, but can you tell us about this empower pop?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, I actually made it up myself. I don't know if it's actually a thing. But yeah, it's a bit about what I just said, basically, that you like my music is there to empower people. And like I just want you to put on my songs, to put on Glow, Dance with Danger, when you're just, or Adore, for example, also when you're not feeling like proud and sexy and glowy, just when you're feeling like, I don't know, like when you're feeling sad or ugly or dimmed. And I just want you to put it on and dance to it and like shake it off and embody that energy again. Because like if I can like do this, so can you. There's no reason why you can't do it, you know? Like it's something you have to say to yourself and listen to. And yeah, I think it's just important to um I think it's good to feel empowered, and I think it's important to feel empowered. And that's really what I intend with this EP, to make myself feel empowered, to make listeners feel empowered. I wrote it as kind of like um a red thread for myself. Like, okay, even when I'm not feeling powerful and confident and sexy and like untouchable, I can put this music on and have like a reference of that I definitely did feel like this at some point. And that's enough to bring back that energy and to feel it again and to get back into it. And I think it's the same for other people. Like, I just want you to play the music when you're getting ready to go out and when you're feeling hot and when you're feeling like pretty and sparkly. But also when you're like, I don't know, laying in your bed with a hangover and you're like, oh, I'm really not feeling empowered or hot right now. And I just want you to put it on and feel that like light and shimmer again of like, okay, but it's in me, it's in there somewhere, and it will come above again. Yeah.
Great. I understand that you have some upcoming live shows in the next few weeks. Could you tell us about, of course, these performances, but about how to adaptate the EP experience to the live setting?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So you mean like what the live shows are gonna be like?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I'm performing with a live band, so with a drummer and a keyboard player, which I think is really fun because like the EP music is like very electronic. There's no live drums in there. Like it's all like made in the box in the computer, except for my vocals, of course. But live, we do have like a live drummer to really uplift the sound. So I think that's already like really cool that everything is gonna sound like slightly different. And yeah, just it's gonna be like the songs as you know them, but like kind of like upgraded to a live version with like the live energy and like yeah, just the people playing it live on stage. Um and I'm also gonna be playing some. So I'm gonna be playing the EP songs, of course, which I'm very excited to. And I'm also gonna be playing a couple of like unreleased songs, which I'm also very excited to like share with people because I haven't ever shared or played them before. Um, and yeah, I'm also gonna be like dancing. I'm gonna work on my movements. I'm gonna sit together with a choreographer to also give every song like the movement depth I want to give it. So and yeah, we're all just gonna be together in one room, listening, singing together. I think that's always like an energy that's just like amazing. It's like magic, you know, like a bunch of people singing together and dancing together. I think that's just like amazing. Yeah.
I know, of course, the present of your project is this EP Glow. But what other plans do you have for this EP? And I don't know what's next for your musical project.
Um, what plans do we have for this EP? So there's still like some little like surprises coming up, like some yeah, like some videos, some like other versions maybe. I don't want to like spoil too much, but like we're definitely gonna like I'm definitely gonna share some more things about the EP and some more like versions of songs. Um and after that, like we are working on a lot of new music, a lot of new materials. So um yeah, like I'm an independent artist, so I do like everything myself. So like the planning also like changes a lot, but we're definitely like working on a lot of new music, and I'm just really excited to share it, but also excited to um yeah, do more shows. And I mostly also want to like um make my team a little bit bigger so that I can also reach more audiences. Yeah.
A lot of news coming with your project. It's great. Let me say this in Spanish for the audience. Um, bueno, pues nos acaba de compartir que vienen varias sorpresas con este proyecto. Por supuesto que les recomendamos vayan a escuchar este EP Glow de xCELIA. Es bastante interesante. Ya lo hemos reseñado algunas canciones en nuestro sitio. Por supuesto, vayan a las redes sociales a estar al pendiente de todas estas noticias que nos está compartiendo. Y bueno, xCELIA, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your music again. Something you like to add to this conversation?
Um, I really like the conversation. Yeah, go listen to Glow, and yeah, just I think the most important things I already said beforehand, but also I think there's one sentence in Glow which is really important, and it's like, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And like that's really like a mantra for me. But I think it's for everyone. Like just dream big and make big wishes and go for it. And I'm sure if you really, really go for it, it will become your reality.
Perfect. Well, this podcast, this program is open to for your future releases and news. Of course, congratulations for your EP Glow. Thank you so much again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.